These young fans hope to get a close look at their idols. The German national team is practicing somewhere back there. It's been a rough couple of weeks for Team Germany, beset by injuries and the loss of some of its most important members. The lineup includes 7 players who were recently on the under-21 team, and many of the stars are off form. So what's the mood like in the training camp? Head coach Joachim Löw has his work cut out for him. It seems to me he's less than pleased with the team's performance. They're doing daily doubles, 2 practice sessions of 90 minutes every day. The media must leave the training field after 15 minutes. More than 200 accredited journalists attend the daily press conferences. But these are tightly managed events. Exclusive interviews with players and coaches have been strictly forbidden. Coach Löw arrives at 1:30. He's not interested in discussing the myriad problems. Every player is giving more than 100%, he says. No one is complaining that they're practicing too hard or too much. They all appear to be having a lot of fun, no matter what we put them through. More and more fans are showing up at the training camp in the Italian Alps. Most are German tourists vacationing in the region. They aren't allowed access to the players, and it's almost impossible to get a glimpse of them through the fence. Still, the fans believe their team is in good hands.
It's a fantastic facility, and there's a sense of optimism.
At
least they have better weather.
They've got peace and quiet to prepare for their 4th title.
I think I heard on the radio that another team trained for the World Cup here a long time ago, and I think they ended up doing pretty well. But that's all I know.
Indeed, it was the 1990 German squad that came to South Tyrol in preparation for the tournament. They went on to win the World Cup. I drive to the nearest village on Lake Kaltara, where the 1990 squad was quartered. Villagers believe the special spirit of this place gave Germany the edge. Hotelier Franz Moser vividly remembers the spring of 1990. The German team stayed at his lodge. In those days, journalists were almost part of the team, interviewing the players informally at the hotel bar. Moser pulls out the favourite wine of the 1990 squad. He keeps some bottles in a special showcase along with all kinds of mementos. As he recalls, they partied hard around the hotel pool, even though the team was under enormous pressure to perform well. He says things were a lot less formal back then. The food may have been similar, plenty of protein and carbohydrates, but a lot of things are different. And still, they became world champions. We'll see how Germany does this time around. Coach Löw is doing everything in his power to motivate the players. This afternoon, legendary mountaineer Reinhold Messner pays a visit. He will relate his experiences on the world's highest and most dangerous peaks, while urging the team to rise to its own challenges. Messner owns a magnificent hilltop estate nearby. He's organised a party on behalf of the team. Dozens of journalists and local politicians are on hand, but the players and coaching staff are conspicuously absent. Germany team manager Oliver Bierhoff represents the squad. Messner tells us that Coach Löw has climbed Kilimanjaro. At just under 6,000 meters, it's a tall mountain, but not technically difficult, he says. Still, you need mental toughness to reach the summit, and Löw hopes to pass that on to his players. Messner hands Oliver Bierhoff a pair of shoes that aren't football cleats. They're used for mountain climbing, he says, adding he hopes Bierhoff can use them here in South Tyrol. We have mountains everywhere, he says. It appears the coaching staff took Messner's advice. Morning practice is cancelled. It's time for a mountain bike tour. Preparations include pulse monitors and lots of sunblock. It's a welcome change of pace after days of punishing practice, and it's also a chance to mingle with the fans and enjoy the verdant countryside. I'm told that a local vineyard has produced a special vintage wine, bottled especially for the team. It's a Pinot Noir. Vintner Hans Terzer is proud of the creation and allows me a taste test. But Terzer admits that wine probably isn't the best beverage for the players this close to the World Cup. But he does have some advice for Coach Löw.
The coach should enjoy a bit of white wine. Here in this region we drink it to lift our spirits. Now and then we'll resort to red wine. It's relaxing and comforting when things aren't going so well.
As the day comes to an end, I'm beginning to think it's sound advice. I get my first glimpse of the team in action at a practice match against semi-pro club FC Südtirol. Germany lacks fluid movement and self-assurance, and it shows in the early going. The score is 0-0 at half-time against a third division club playing with heart. Germany scores 3 goals in the second half, with Südtirol adding an own goal. Afterwards, Südtirol captain Rudi Brugger praises the German side. Their mental toughness impresses me, he says. They never give up and are always running. And they have some great technical players as well. He adds it's too bad Captain Michael Ballack is injured. Still, he believes Germany will perform well. Coach Löw refuses to comment on the loss of Ballack. As the training camp came to a close, he named Philipp Lahm the new captain. And Manuel Neuer will start as goalkeeper, but Löw is keeping mum on the rest of the starting lineup. He says experience has taught him that the optimal lineup only falls into place once the tournament starts. During the first couple of games, there will be some changes made after the opening match and most likely after the second match as well. Players that didn't see much action in training camp will prove themselves, and that will lead to a different lineup. It has to be that way. The players on the bench must always be ready to jump in and perform well, he says. That is our aim. I've rarely seen Löw so indecisive. After spending a week in the training camp, I'm pessimistic about Germany's prospects. And the team has only 2 more weeks to prepare.